just realised I digressed a little bit on that first part. I mentioned that I was second shooting last week. I do this quite a lot. I start talking about something and I talk about something else. That's why I've got about 100 of these little videos that you'll never see, because it's just bizarre. Anyway, I need to fill in the gaps. So last week, so I was talking about going into weddings with kind of different types of groups of people, and trying to fit in with that, trying to blend in and trying to make people feel comfortable, and being and trying to help people to kind of relate to you and relax in front of you, and see that you're on their side and they can be themselves. So I went to this. My friend sent me to the groom prep, as you do as a second shooter, in a house. And in the back of the house, I knocked on the door. There was no one in. Went in the house. There was no one in the house. I heard some noise at the back. I went through the back, and they had this this kind of outbuilding, which they built during the lockdown, which was like a bar, but it wasn't like any normal bar that you might find in somebody's back garden, which is just a bit of a shed with some spirits on the wall at the back. But it was a full-on bar, which is probably better than a lot of bars in town these days. It had 3 fruit machines, pool table, baby foot, what do you call it? Table football. It had tables with chairs, beer mats, dartboard, big telly on the wall, music system. It was ridiculous. It was like, you know, you sometimes don't want to presume what people do for a living, but hopefully it's legitimate. Anyway, there were 11 groomsmen, and you know, they were all builders or in the building trade, apparently. They were all big fellas, and on the bar they had some Stella on tap, and they were all drinking, and had been drinking pints of Stella since 2 hours before I got there. They were all fully dressed, and it was like walking into a pub at 11 o'clock at night on a Saturday night. You know, like when I used to shoot weddings and I'd go out because I was younger, and I'd be like, oh, I've not had a drink yet, and you get into the pub after the wedding, everybody's half cut and you're just there sober. It was like that, and I had to photograph this, and they were all kind of whoa, whoa, and I was like just trying to be nice and creative. So I had to get involved with all that. I had to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit to get in the mix. And do you know what? I've been in these situations before, weddings, and I'm usually absolutely fine. But for the first 10 minutes, I felt a little bit intimidated. But they were all nice people once you kind of get chatting and talk to them, and kind of just be friendly, and that's all you can do. I tried not to hide in the corner, but it was an interesting morning. The rest of the day was quite interesting too, and I left as a second shooter. I left just after the speeches, so I'm sure it got even more interesting later on.